Hello all, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's that one villain here, coming to you with a tank review. So, I've been on YouTube and I've been looking around, and well, as you can see, this is the patch 9.15 test server. And yeah, I've tried to look for a tank review of this specific tank, the STB-1, and I couldn't actually find one. So, I figured I'd do my own. I do not play medium tanks all that much, but this is seriously by far my favorite medium tank. Now, I've played the Russian Triad on, the test server. I haven't played the Germans too much. The French medium, the Batchat, I think is really overpowered, played in the right hands, but, hey, yeah, Centurion Action 10, it's okay, but doesn't really fit my playstyle. But the STB-1, by far, I think is my favorite so far. And, well, yeah, I don't play medium tanks all that much, but I'm really looking forward to this. And why am I looking forward to this? Well, I'm not sure what it is, but it just seems to be the most well-rounded tank, tier 10 tank in the game. So let's take a look at it. The guns, 258 average with just APCR, which is the standard rounds, standard ammunition. It's got that 105, millimeter rifle. It's the same gun on the Action 10. Yeah, the L7A2. That's pretty much all the tier 10 mediums. The tier 10 mediums run that gun. So 258 average pen, 390 average damage, which is actually really high alpha for a medium tank at tier 10, which gives it a DPM of 3,620, which is insanely good. The only thing I don't have is Brothers in Arms, because, well, test server. I believe the only thing that beats this in damage per minute is the T57 Heavy and the Object 430, with the Object 430 being the best DPM total. Gun dispersion, 0.32. You gotta let this gun fully aim, and 2.1 seconds, that's pretty darn good. You have to let this gun aim, and if you can, you'll be able to pretty much reliably hit. 10 degrees of gun depression, very, very nice, especially with this turret armor. The turret armor at the front is 132, but if you see how well sloped it is, and how well, or even just how low profile it is, using that 10 degrees of gun depression, you can pretty much just take hits on these turret cheeks and just bounce everything. Your only weakness is this thing right here, the Commander's Cupola? Yeah, Cupola. Sorry, I forgot how to speak English there. It can be a big target if you're up close, but if you work a ridgeline far away, and you have the accuracy and the aiming time to be able to do that, they're gonna have a hard time penetrating you. Unless, they have a very accurate gun. The German mediums, and then pretty much the German mediums and the Action 10. Maybe some others. But other than that, nah. Keep this thing at medium range, hide behind a hill, you'll do well. Turret traverse is 46.79, which is actually really good. This thing turns very quickly. And the whole traverse, 58. That is insane, actually. This thing turns on a dime. And, I think that's one of the reasons why that this is by far my favorite medium tank, is it has that turret traverse and that traverse speed. Just, it's quick, it's maneuverable, and you can just get in and out as fast as you need to. And with a top speed of 53, that's pretty darn good. It has a horsepower per ton ratio of 19.82, so it's very quick. Weight limit 37.9 tons. It is very, very light, so don't go ramming anything with this except for, tier 8 light tanks. But even then, some tier 8 light tanks, might give you, like the T-54 lightweight, might give you some problems when it comes to ramming. But, hey, you're a medium tank. You're not really meant to ram unless, you're an E50M. Anyways, yeah, the STB-1. Firepower, yeah, rate of fire, 9.3. It's got a 6.5 reload time, so you can really use that. Concealment. So, percentage, stationary vehicle, 24.4, so it is very, very stealthy for a medium tank. And if you add camo to that, yeah. Concealment when moving, 19.1. It's still pretty, with the low profile of this tank and that kind of concealment, it is very stealthy. And not to mention if, you go the way that I went and have try to max out your camo, then that's even going to be better. And you're going to be very hard to see. 436 view range, that's actually pretty decent. Signal range, 798, well, yeah, that's to be expected. Equipment, I went with a vertical stabilizer, gun rammer, and vents. Just standard. Because without that stabilizer, that is going to be very big. That's going to be a very big aiming circle. And the vertical stabilizer really helps with that. And you'll see that in the replays later on. Gun rammer, just to get the rate of fire down, boost that DP gun. Vents, same thing, obviously. Well, this is the test server, and this is the only way I could possibly review this tank right now. I'm only up to the Chi-Ri, and I'm actually really loving the Chi-Ri right now. I did not like the Chi-To at all. The Chi-Nu was pretty good. I didn't keep it, but I think I will definitely keep the Chi-Ri. Looking forward to the STA-1. But, yeah. As I said, this is test server, so gold galore. 25, 25, 0. On a live server, I would probably go with 10 heat and probably 41. Consumables, large repair kit, large first aid kit, onigiri, yeah, whatever that is. Your engine, you only have a 12% fire chance, so that is a very low chance to getting hit. And not to mention, if you play to this tank's strengths, which is hiding behind a hill and abusing that gun depression and this turret, you're going to very rarely be set on fire. Yeah, let's take a couple looks at some replays. So this is the first replay. We're on Redshire, tier 10, obviously, test server. So if we have a look at the team list, we will see, yeah, there's a lot of heavy tanks. 2 113s, an IS-4, IS-7, T-110E5. So lots of baddies. Obviously, we should probably head to this hill over here. And, well, you're going to see right off the bat just the maneuverability of this little tank. I mean, you're going to outpace most tanks. Bat Chat, well, obviously it's a Bat Chat. And, well, wouldn't be a test server game without, some stupid stuff. Outpacing a Leopard and an E50M, so, yeah. You're already seeing, good maneuverability. Look at that turret. Look at this turret traverse. Just speedy. Hull traverse, very, very good. So, we'll take a look at this gun. And as you can see, the aiming circle does shrink down pretty quick, but you know, you do move very fast, so once you start moving, it does take a long time for that reticle to shrink. And ooh, put a shot into the T110E5, but and he's done. Killed with a Death Star. That 48 Patton really hurt us there. And yeah, it's getting far too hot for my liking. So, time to get out. Going down, going down. It's time to abuse this hilly terrain. And try to get... Nope. That's one of the drawbacks of that gun. You know, it does take a little bit for that bloom. Big bloom. Ooh. Heat. But as you can see, you know, the heat just bounced off the turret armor. The turret armor is very good in a hold down position at medium range. So you really need to abuse that, and I'm trying to get some spots here to get a feel where the enemy are. The right side of the map is just cleaning house. Just absolutely killing everybody. Which actually is very good. And there's a one. Ooh. Get a big hit from 113, but we put one into him in return. And if we reload fast enough, get a second one in. And there's Artie. Oh, Artie. How I hate you, but how much I love you. And, well, our artillery was just on the ball. As you can see, just nuked the 48 Patton. And E50M, I have no idea what he's doing. See, you gotta stop and let that aiming circle just die down a bit. But sometimes you can pull off those snapshots. So, E50M dealt with. And Batchat 15558. So, I'm thinking lunch time. E50M is going to pursue all of those guys over there. And, ooh, there's an STB-1. Well, that was kind of unexpected. So, it's time to go help this friendly Batchat out. Pull one into him now. We're gonna try and stay in this little gully, and okay, there's the Artie. And donk the shot. Alright, get a good one into him. And it looks like the Batchat is reloading, so we're gonna try and help cover him. STB-1 foolishly decides to poke out. Oh, and I just track him. Of course. But, oh well. Gets nuked by our Artie. Enemy STB takes out the Batchat. And, oh, bounced. Bounced off the front armor, which is really weird. But he gets taken out by Artie. And, well, the only enemies left are Artie, yeah. So this game is pretty much wrapped up. And, well, test server game wouldn't be a test server game without a friendly Jaegeru killing a T-49. Friendly T-49. Ugh. I don't understand why people feel the need to team kill on the test server. Because, you know, it is linked to your live server. And hey, friendly artillery, well, okay. That could be understandable. Here's the next game. Game on Siegfried Line. Uh, Taking a look at the team list, we have actually not a whole lot of heavies. The enemy has a 113 AMX-50B, IS-7, and a T-110E5, so it's very tank destroyer-y, actually, which I kind of actually expected because of the new Guerrilla 15 that's coming. Now, it's kind of a slow start. Actually, it's going to be a very slow start. As you can see, for some reason, it doesn't do. The STB-1 doesn't do particularly well with steep hills. I mean, it's no, T95 or something like that, but it does kind of lose a lot of power on steep hills like here in Redshire. Or Siegfried Line, not Redshire. Ugh. So, I'm coming to this spot thinking, trying to get some early help, early shots. No, nothing there. Maybe this 113 shot. Nope. Alright. Enemy bat chat 25, or friendly bat chat 25 kills the 113. Wow. Not really getting any shots there. Maybe over here we can get something. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot out in the field. An enemy bat chat and a RU-251. It's kind of weird, actually. We haven't seen a whole lot of the enemy. I suppose because there's a lot of tank destroyers. Our team has pretty much taken the city, and the enemy bat chat in the field has just popped up. So, gonna see if we can't get some shots here. One of the new features is that 25 times zoom. Now, it doesn't make you more accurate, it just blooms the picture, I guess, is how you would say that. I'm not quite sure how to phrase that, but, just because you can see more, see closer, doesn't mean it's more accurate. Okay, so there's an enemy spy panzer, and he just gets nuked here. And that's first kill. Good start. It's 2-1 right now. It's about to get a lot more interesting here. Careful of the enemy bat chat over there. Ooh, sight of a Yag Tiger. Yes, please. I'll take that. And, well, this gun does reload very fast. Don't underestimate it. Second kill. Enemy bat chat. And, well, yeah. Didn't let it fully aim. That's what happens. I fully aim this time, and looks like we just tracked him. Yep, just tracked him. Takes a big hit. Line one into him, and donked the shot there, but Object 263 gets him. And here comes a whole lot of trouble. Playing a side shot in the IS-7, T-110E5. Ooh, take a big one through the turret there. And here we go. Start brawling. This is a very good brawling tank. And donk one into, I think, the upper glacis. Not sure there. He misses one. Plant one into the side of his turret. Good stuff. Enemy Jaegeru. Oh boy. Ooh. Guerrilla 15 takes out our tracks. Enemy T-110E3. Aim for the cupola, but miss. Bounce. I don't know. We're not too eager to get shot at by that. Enemy Guerrilla 15 destroys our friendly Death Star. He's a T-110E4. That was a very lucky pen. That was a very lucky. Try to get it again. No can do. 50B, nope. Mm, accidentally hits the upper glacis. Ooh, that was a really big hit from the T110E4. And good night, sunshine. So, now it's just time to wrap things up here. 11-9. Enemy still could win, but... Ooh. Foch is aiming this way. Nope, not anymore. Gorilla 15 takes him out. T62 gets taken out by the AMX-30. And just two tank destroyers left. T110E3 plants shot into his side. Good stuff. I have no idea where that one went, but Friendly Mouse takes him out. And now comes the Gorilla 15, who, of course, being a test server, does the only sensible thing and scumbags it. So that pretty much wraps up this game. And, yep, scumbagged. So let's take a look at the post-battle results then. This is the Redshire battle results screen. Fire for effect. Mastery second class. All good stuff. Let's take a look at the team score. 4,000 damage. So, yeah. I mean, even if we only got one kill, you know, that's still 4,000 damage. That's more than, well, obviously anyone, but the bottom, what is it? Bottom half of the team combined didn't make that. So, yeah, between actually our two Arties actually took second and third with 3,000 damage each. Nice. Yeah. Friendly T49 at the or enemy T49 at the top. That's kind of sad, actually. Played a very good game. Damage upon detecting 3,000. So yeah, very, very good light tank driver. Yeah. And here is the Siegfried line battle results screen. Mastery first class, spotter, bruiser, duelist, fighter, fire for effect. Yeah. So top for experience, 5 kills with 2,728 damage. We weren't near the top, but you know we came fourth for damage done. How much spotting damage did we do? 1507. So total damage done close to 4,000, which actually is not bad. Gorilla 15, 4,613 damage. That's actually quite phenomenal. Enemy Jaegeru, top of the team, with nearly 7,000 damage. Ugh. And 2,820 spotting damage. That's just, it makes you just want to weep when you get that kind of result and just lose. I mean, the top 5 pulled their weight, and just look how much it makes you want to cry. A good measuring tool for, you know, doing good and pulling your weight is the Fire for Effect medal. This medal. Basically, you get it for causing more damage to enemy vehicles than the hit points of your vehicle. So, you know, that's a good way of measuring how well you're doing and, you know, how you should be doing. And usually the team with the more Fire for Effect medals usually generally wins. So, I mean, Fire for Effect, Fire for Effect, Fire for Effect, you know, over half our team got it. And, you know, they only had 4 people that had it. So, that's a good indicator of how you should be doing this. And if you're doing good. So, the STB-1, do I recommend this tank? Yeah, definitely. The hardest part about the STB-1 is getting to the STB-1 because this is a very unforgiving line. Starting with the RO2, tier 1, who cares? Uh, tier up to tier 5 is pretty much just kind of worthless. Tier 5 is where you start to get the main feel for the Japanese mediums. The Chinu, I think, is a very good, solid tier 5 medium. The Cheeto, personally, I did not like the Cheeto. I It was just basically a Chinu in tier 6, and I could not come to grips with it. The Chiri, uh, I've heard the Chiri is basically a mixed bag. You either love it or you hate it. And honestly, I love the Chiri. I am probably going to keep it. And honestly, I think this is possibly one of the most OP tier 7 mediums. Probably the most powerful tier 7 medium. Speculation, hey, you have your opinion, I have mine. And in my opinion, that is probably the best tier 7 medium. The STA-1, I actually have not played the STA-1 or the Type 61. So, looking forward to those. The STA-2, I love the STA-2. Can't get enough. It's basically an STA-1 with slightly better gun depression over the bottom and the intermediate gun. That 90mm rifled gun. But it's a very unforgiving line. The armor is paper thin. They're usually big tank. They're big tanks until you get to the STA-1, and even then, the STA-1 and the Type 61 are still fairly big. I mean, look at that turret. Look at this tumor on top. I mean, it is huge. Type 61 isn't quite... Oh, who am I kidding? The Type 61 is worse. I mean, look at that giant, absolute giant tumor. Even with the upgraded turret, it's still huge. So, they are very unforgiving tanks, but if you can get through it and you can get to the STB-1, it is so worth the grind. Because this is just an absolutely fantastic tank, and I cannot wait. I'm That One Villain. I hope you enjoyed my review, and I will catch you all on the battlefield. Peace out.